So we're joined today by Karolina Sjöberg from Mabel. Hi Karolina, welcome to SlatorCon.
Thank you so much. It's an absolute pleasure to be here.
So for those who don't know Mabel, could you talk to us a bit about your product, what it does?
Yeah, of course. So as a doctor, I know that language barriers in healthcare is a matter of life and death, right? In a cardiac arrest situation at home, for example, when the heart stops, every minute of waiting for an interpreter's instructions on how to resuscitate means 10% lower survival. So we really felt that in the age of advanced AI, no one should have to suffer or even die because they speak a different language. So what we have developed is an AI-based app for real-time translation of medical conversations. So there are really two key aspects. One is privacy. So we do not send or store any data, and our models can even run locally on the phone. And this of course makes Mabel uniquely compatible with data security requirements in healthcare. And it also means that it can be used without a network, for instance on flights or even in bomb shelters. The other key aspect is the voice-to-voice translation, which means that the patient and caregivers can basically speak freely in their own language, and the patient doesn't have to interact directly with the app. And this means that it can be used not only anytime and anywhere, but also by virtually anyone.
That's really interesting. So real-time interpreting for medical and healthcare, essentially.
Exactly, you got it.
So what inspired you to create this product?
Yeah, so we started the company 2 years ago, I should say. But I basically started thinking about this idea about 20 years ago, when I started working as a doctor in the emergency room. Because really, communication is my most important tool in my work as a doctor, and there's nothing that can, replace it, not imaging or lab tests, for example. So then I spoke to my now husband and co-founder of Mabel, Shahid, who at the time was doing his PhD in AI. And he basically told me that what I wanted to do was science fiction. Today, of course, it's just science, but still challenging enough. So as for the why now, I guess that over the years we realized that technology, of course, has developed tremendously, but the situation on the ground in healthcare when it comes to interpretation was still the same. So we felt that now was the right time to try to do something about this.
So essentially you're using speech-to-speech technology and AI to bring this about?
Exactly. That's what we're doing.
And what about the demand in Europe? Because obviously healthcare interpreting is very big in the US, and it's maybe not as well known here in Europe. How has the perception been with patients and users of the technology here in Europe that are using your technology?
I mean, I think the need is huge. So we basically haven't done any marketing at all. We don't even have anyone employed for doing marketing at the moment. But still we have a long waiting list of potential customers. And I know from working in healthcare that about 90% of interactions over language barriers actually happen without an interpreter. And of those where there is an interpreter presence, in about 90% of cases, this person is not an authorized medical interpreter. So there is a very great need. And demand, of course, from patients as well. I mean, it's frightening to be in the hospital in any situation, right? But if you cannot make yourself understood or understand the caregivers, it's a very difficult experience.
Exactly. And are you thinking about expansion potentially into the US? Because you're currently very focused in Europe, right?
Yes, that's true. So I mean, we have projects and collaborations ongoing in Norway, Finland, and Germany, apart from Sweden, where we are based. But we are definitely looking to expand into the US as well.
Very interesting. Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
And well, I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference here at SlatorCon.
I'm sure I will. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
Yeah.